Sorry guys, I just got told that my microphone was muted. So if you are still watching, we will do this over again. So we'll pull up I'm going to pull up our Skycam, and there we go. There's our Skycam. And look at our forecast here. There we go. Thank you so much for bearing with me here. We've got a beautiful day going on. So I just want to make sure we go back and go over some of the things I was talking about really quick before we get back to conditions for us that are going to be getting interesting as we head into next week. So here is our first alert headlines graphic again. I'll zip through this here pretty quickly and just kind of talk about, well, we'll just pass this graphic. Basically, we're talking about that second summer. That's the term I've been using for a while now over the last couple of days, because it really feels like we've got a bonus summer happening with temperatures getting into the 80s here. Now let's take a look at our current conditions. We've got some areas where we've got blue sky across the entire valley, and so really looking at some great weather coming up for us here this afternoon. Temperatures, we'll go back here. I want to point out that there is a little bit of wind picking up out of the north, and that's going to be keeping our temperatures down more in the northern valley when the wind picked up a little bit more today. Devil's Lake, 59 degrees. Looking at Grand Forks, 64 degrees. And Fargo's at 70 already. So Southern Valley, it's taking longer for that front to work its way through. And so looking at some areas that are going to be a little bit milder in the south. But we'll see some wind. So we've got some gusts out of the north at times, especially with the passage of that front. That'll be gusting into the 20s. So be prepared for that today. Otherwise, really, it's looking quiet, looking beautiful. It's going to be a little cooler up to the north again, where we're into the mid 60s to upper 60s. Southern Valley more into the low 70s to upper 70s here, and breezy conditions. Now let's get to our NDSU homecoming forecast. So for today, 76 degrees for any events you may be attending. It's looking great. Heading into Friday, we're looking at warming back up with some wind kicking in. We'll talk more about that in just a moment. 81. And then heading into Saturday for game day, a little cool in the morning. You may want the jacket out at the tailgate, but heading into the afternoon should be really pleasant and a really nice day. So Friday's a big day. We've got the homecoming parade coming up on Friday, so taking a look at some of our events that will be maybe attending tomorrow. Morning hours, we'll be in the 60s, heading into the later morning. And then by the time the Bison Bash starts at 4 p.m., we're looking at 81. So heating right back up, but it's a south wind that's going to accompany that. It's going to kick in. It's going to be a little breezy. Heading into the homecoming parade at 6 p.m., starting to see those temperatures come down a little bit, but still quite nice and still on the sunny side. Now, this is for Fargo, for the homecoming, NDSU homecoming in Fargo. However, if you've got plans in the Northern Valley, if you are heading out to a high school football game in the Northern Valley, you may want to watch out for the potential for some rain. And so here's a look at what we can expect. I'm going to show you today, too, just to show you that we really don't have anything going on. It's really quiet, just a little bit breezy. We're going to move ahead into Friday morning. This is 10 a.m. on Friday where I've paused the clock, still looking really quiet. Now as we make our way into the 3 o'clock hour Friday afternoon, not much to show you still, so it really is looking pleasant. But once we get into Friday evening, you can see the clouds associated with this next front. It's going to be kind of draped across the valley, moving through from northwest to southeast. And the low associated with it is going to be well north of the border. That's where, if we see precipitation, where it will be most likely. However, our models from time to time continue to bring a slight chance for some rain. So if you're in one of the border communities, that's where you might have some rain impacting your Friday evening. This is 9 p.m. and then as we head into Friday night, overnight hours, you can see that that rain slides to the east and we clear out, and we're looking at some quiet conditions heading into Saturday. So looking at your Friday night football forecast, it depends on where you are. The vast majority of us are going to be just fine. We're looking at some pretty good conditions here. So call on the field. It's good. The weather is going to be pretty good for us. Temperatures really comfortable. 70s at kickoff, and then in the evening, maybe dipping back into some 60s. And then again, just want to mention there is that isolated shower potential near the border, but otherwise Friday night football looks really good, a really good night for it. And then for Saturday football, for homecoming, a look at your tailgating forecast for NDSU out at the Fargo Dome. Again, when we kick off tailgating, 7:30, we're looking at some temperatures that are going to be around 50. So not bad. that at all. Of course, we've tailgated in much colder temperatures, but still may want the jacket. And then by the time the game is starting, kickoff's happening here at 1 p.m., we're looking at about 70 degrees at that point in time. So not as warm as Friday, but still pleasant. And taking a quick look at some of our fall photos, I want to remind you that we want to see your photos. You can upload those to our website. And right on our VNL weather app, a great way to do it from your phone. This is some fall colors at Bay Lake. Thank you so much, Carrie. And again, we get to see those beautiful reflections on the lakes here. And we're really seeing those colors turn over. And let me show you the latest update from the Minnesota DNR. We are looking at, as of the latest update I have from yesterday, we've got a lot of places seeing orange now in northwest Minnesota, especially in our viewing area in northwest Minnesota here. So places like Itasca State Park experiencing some fall color in that 50 to 75% range here in orange. So getting near peak in spots. And again, North Dakota doesn't have real-time updates on tree colors here. A lot of North Dakota is prairie land, but I would assume that we're seeing similar situation in North Dakota as well. So let's take a look at something I want to show you here. This is an interesting stat for today's date. We've been talking about how warm it's been and how it feels like summertime. Well, today's date is also a significant one because September 25th is the first day that we've had the earliest measurable snowfall in Fargo. So that was 2 inches of snow way back in 1912 that was measured. But today, starting today, at least according to history, we could see snow that would accumulate on the ground for a time. It would likely melt, and it likely did melt pretty quickly back in 1912. But still, it is possible. So we always want to be ready for that. We don't have to worry about that at all right now. We've got some very warm weather. We're on the opposite side of things here. And in fact, let's take a look at our temperature outlook. We are looking at beyond the 7-day planner. So that 8 to 14-day temperature outlook, we're in this deeper red here. And that tells us that the Climate Prediction Center is seeing signals for well above average temperatures. The likelihood is there that we'll be above average beyond the next 7 days. And so let's take a look at our extended planner. You can see today, tomorrow, nice and mild. Tomorrow's going to be a warmer day, but it will have some breeze to it. Again, that slight chance for a shower north. And then this weekend looks fantastic. Saturday, a high of 73 in Fargo. We're looking at about 70 to 75 degrees on Saturday. I think Sunday has the potential to be a very warm day, probably our warmest of the stretch. But even with the high of 82 for Fargo, but even with that, we're still looking at 80 on Monday and on Tuesday, that potential for seeing 80 degrees. So it's just going to be a very warm stretch here. And that's through the last couple of days of September. And then heading into October, Wednesday looks warm too, and we just keep that going through the 5th. And as we just looked at in that planner or that outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, even beyond that, still looking like on the whole, from that October 2nd through the 8th time frame, we will be above average. And it's certainly looking that way in the first few days of October. Our next chance for rain, again, we do have that slight chance for a few areas Friday night, but our next chance for rain is looking more likely heading into Thursday, maybe as early as the late hours on the 1st, but more into Thursday and into Friday, our next system will be moving in. So, you know, enjoy the quiet weather. It's going to be mild. It's going to be warm. We don't have to worry about snow today. Average first snowfall in this area, by the way, is early November. Some years we see it well before then, like we have on this date, and then some years it holds off until later. So we'll see how this one shakes out. We'll continue to watch the models for you, watch our climate indicators, and keep you up to date on how that's looking. But so far, fall is getting started on a very summery note, and we'll continue to update you on those temperatures, and we'll watch that system coming up for tomorrow night and keep you up to date on whether it's still looking like we might see rain in the north, or maybe we'll miss out on it or luck out, depending on how you view things coming up for tomorrow too. So enjoy today. Sorry about my audio issues. Hopefully you're still with me here, and we'll be talking more tomorrow about what to expect for the weekend to come, and hopefully checking in on some more fall photos that you guys have uploaded today from your maybe evening walk here tonight. I'd love to see them, and you can, again, can upload those right on the VNL weather app. Okay, have a great Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.